service, which is really just YouTube, but it is YouTube for all right. So that is all up and live. So with that, I can now do a share screen, and I'll give you all the keynote because, you know, we like to have the logo. That's how you know you're at the official Code for Boston and no imposters. So that one should be good, and we'll let folks come in. Also, I should make some folks co-hosts because you never know when the Zoom bombers are going to come, and you need folks to fight off the Zoom bombers. So I'll just throw that co-host. Harlan can also be a co-host. And then people that are co-hosts are people you can send messages to if you need anything. They are helpers. It's like, you know, in the private sector, when folks are, you know, like in like the core team or leadership team, it just means they're making a whole lot of money. But once you're in the nonprofit world, it just means you're doing a whole lot of work for everyone else. Maybe sometimes a little bit of both, but you know, it's a labor of love here at Code for Boston. So let me just get that set, and we got 3 minutes to spare, so we're doing good on time. It's gonna be really interesting setting this one up once we're back live in person at some point. Have to talk to the folks at the CIC about setting up the Code for Boston broadcast studio. All right. Yeah, so we'll just get started in about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and that gives me 1 minute and 30 seconds to get all my tabs in order. Yeah, see, if YouTube would not take us down, I'd definitely have a nice little like piece of music to, you know, kill the dead silence on the way in. Maybe that's what I need to do is I need to see if the folks at Code for America headquarters can just hire someone to make us a Code for Boston jingle. That's my
Wait, did you say
my
YouTube?
request.
Did you say YouTube would take us down
Yeah,
if we play music?
yeah, that's a copyright hit if we
Oh,
do.
oh, 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 okay, okay, okay. I was like, there are no rules against music. There
Yeah,
are
no
laws
rule.
against music, but not YouTube rules against music.
Yeah, it's not a YouTube rule. It's just it's a
Yeah,
violation of the copyright
yeah,
law.
yeah, yeah. The
So
DCMA, DMCA. That's
yeah,
it.
DMCA.
Yeah.
So
I think all of Mozart is out of copyright.
that is a good point. That is a good point. Anyways, with that fun piece of law and history, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Code for Boston. My name is Matt, and I'm on the organizing team here at Code for Boston. Along with, we got Harlan and Annie, and Alex is here. Potentially Thad and Brian hanging out somewhere as well. And we got Will from Code for America, our very special guest, with a special announcement a little later. So very excited for that one. If you have questions, need help with anything, please talk to one of us. We've been around for a while now, and we're happy to share all our secrets and help you, figure out where you might need to go or where you might need to be. So the way this is going to work is we'll have some announcements. Then after announcements, what we'll do is we'll do some project updates. And then after project updates, new folks can stay in here. We'll have some new member orientation, so you know how Code for Boston works and you can get situated. And everyone else can, of course, go join your projects. So with that, make sure to read our code of conduct. It's at codeforboston.org/code of conduct. And if folks are not being respectful with you or to you, talk to one of us on the organizing team. We are here for you. We want you to have a good experience. And if your experience is not good, if folks are not being nice to you, we will take care of that. We're empowered to do so. So make sure to read the code of conduct and know that you are in a safe space here. Secondarily, want to encourage folks to head to the codeforboston.org website. We have a whole bunch of different ways to connect with us. Our email newsletter comes out every Wednesday and has a lot of our updates. So that way you can get a sense of what we've been up to, some thoughts from me, and also jobs. So if people like jobs, or if you're thinking about a new job in the new year and you want to consider something in the civic tech field, the newsletter is a good way to get connected to those. If you're from an organization that is hiring folks that's in the civic tech field, please post those jobs in the jobs channel and I'll include them in the newsletter. Also, we are still almost at 200 on the YouTube channel, or maybe it's 300. But anyways, being at 94 or whatever is just it's making my OCD a little antsy. So if a couple of you would love to just go youtube.com/c/code for Boston and click subscribe, that'll make that a nice round number and we can all feel excited about that in the new year. Also want to encourage folks to RSVP on Meetup, meetup.com/code for Boston. It's how a lot of you found out about us. And when you RSVP yes to the Code for Boston Meetup, that does juice us in the Meetup algorithm. And so then more folks can find out about the great work that you all do and hopefully get involved and volunteer themselves. I keep the URL for the weekly meetup at codeforboston.org/room/CFB. You should be able to RSVP once, and then after that, the link that you get should work to log in through April or so, if I remember how long I set it to. And then hopefully after that, we'll finally be able to meet in person. And yes, as a part of that, we will also figure out how to keep the virtual participation going. Finally, if you are in the video chat, but not yet in Slack, Slack is where a lot of things happen in our community. It's how folks are connecting in projects. It's where you can say hello. Go to slack.codeforboston.org, get your personalized invitation, and then you will be able to join our Slack team, say hello to folks, and keep up with what's happening. Also donations. I've been getting emails with folks donating, which is super exciting. So thanks everyone that have been donating. Definitely exciting. And I will work on sending you all the thank you cards that you all deserve over the weekend. But in the meantime, if you would like to be in the list and increase my pile of thank you cards to send, you can go to codeforamerica.org/donate to a brigade. Make sure to choose Code for Boston from the list of drop downs and contribute. We don't need to, raise a ton of money, but we do, run on some thousands of dollars every single year. And we're largely supported by individual donors and also folks that have organizations that have programs that support their employers or employees volunteer efforts in the community. So we're able to do sponsored workshops and that sort of thing. So if you have an employer that's willing to support your participation here, talk to Harlan or I, and we can help you figure out the logistics on how to make that happen as well. All right, next sort of special announcement about NEC Elections from Will Pfeffer from Code for America.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. For folks that don't know me, my name is Will Pfeffer. I am a senior program manager on the network team at Code for America and also a Code for Boston member. Just a quick announcement about the National Advisory Council elections. We just published a post on Discourse, which is the sort of forum platform that Code for America uses. And I will put a link to that post in the Zoom chat. I also just published it on the general channel on the Code for Boston Slack. The National Advisory Council elections are coming up. We have made some changes to how those are working this year. Most notably, rather than doing any at-large, so nationwide elected seats, all of the seats are now moving to be regional. But so just a couple key dates. If you are subscribed to the Code for America Sparks email, you'll see tomorrow morning some of this information being pushed out as well. But the time for candidates for NAC to declare their candidacy will open tomorrow and run through January 15th. Code for Boston is actually not one of the brigades that is eligible to run in the election because we are already ably represented by Thad Kurowski, who I believe is on the call as well. But there will be a NAC candidate or a NAC member elected from the Northeast region, just from one of the smaller brigades. And then voting in that election will start on February 15th and run through March 15th. So the last thing I'll mention, which I apologize, Matt, I should have sent you the information to put on your slide, but a week from tomorrow on Wednesday, the 20th, we'll be having an information session with some folks from current and past NAC to talk in a lot more depth about what NAC is, what NAC members do, why it's important, why folks should run for it. So I encourage everyone to check out the link I posted in the chat and engage in the larger steering of Code for America.
Yeah, thanks, Will. And definitely want to encourage folks to look into this, especially if you've been involved in Code for Boston for a while, just to familiarize yourself, with this organization and how folks are engaging with Code for America nationally. I know that, there's a lot of things that we do locally, and that's super exciting, but the NAC gives Code for Boston and brigade members individually a voice in the larger national movement that's happening. So and folks are talking about, okay, what major national effort, whether it's volunteer income tax assistance or record expungement is happening, NAC is where, our voice and input is brought into that process, and also opportunity for Code for America to sort of send information back down to us. And so if you've been at Code for Boston for some years, I think it's worthwhile to think about and engage on this a little bit. And we appreciate that Will's dropping by to share all this info on the election. So thanks so much, Will. Appreciate that. And we'll move on to project updates. So let's, oh boy. All right, I forgot one. I know I forgot one on this. So don't let me forget the advocacy map project at the end. But let's start with, is anyone here from my city? I know Jamie and Josh are taking the night off. All right, safe water.
Hey, so we're all familiar with the phrase premature optimization is the root of all evil. Well, good thing we did not prematurely optimize. We are optimizing our website right now. So we're trying to figure out stuff like what's the best way to cache some of our pages that don't change very often, and post our static files and stuff like that. So we're doing a lot of that tonight. We're not particularly good at it, so we're doing a lot of reading. We are going to be onboarding specifically for someone who does have experience with this type of stuff. So if you've ever deployed a website in Heroku, you know what Nginx is. I don't really know what Nginx is. If you know this type of stuff, we are definitely onboarding for that.
Awesome. Next is Job Hopper.
Good evening. So we had our client review last week, which overall went very, very well. But then we did discover that there's some fair amount of work to do with our tree map. So we have another kind of phase to do with that. But much of it was well received. And tonight we go through another review with the core team at Code for Boston. So that will also surely reveal some other quality-driven suggestions. So we look forward to that tonight.
Great, thanks, Ed. Anyone here from Plog-Along?
Yeah, so last week we cleaned up some bugs from beta testing, and then we submitted to the App Store over the course of the week. So this week we got some feedback from that submission. We'll be taking a look at that feedback, and we are not onboarding this week. Thanks.
Great, thanks, Zach. Clean slate.
Yeah, so our data team is working on data visualizations. We're going to meet with our partner this week to go over our progress, ask some questions, and figure out the next steps. And the app team is working on adult sealing. We're figuring out kind of the lay of the land there and what we need to know before proceeding.
Cool. And windfall awareness.
Don't forget GGP advocacy. Anyway,
they're after you. Yeah.
Okay, great. Just a friendly reminder. So last week we had a pretty great mob programming session with 7 people, including myself. So that was exciting. We did some pretty basic React implementation things, but they were good. It was good teamwork. So we've been rotating sort of on a 5-minute basis between people, and someone's navigating, someone's driving. So good practice. Highly recommend other teams. In any case, this week we hope to continue working toward the feature that we've been working on most of the year. So most of last 6 or 8 months. So if you are interested in React, in WebAssembly, or Social Security, come by the Windfall Awareness Project. Thank you, Matt.
Great, thanks, Ed. And last but not least, the Good Governance Project Advocacy Map.
Hi, everyone. Status update, we are getting started. We've got a good group of initial members, pitched the idea to them last week, and that we're already off and running. Thoughts about the back end and front end. I know some of our team members have already put significant time in this last week to get us off the ground, so I'm pretty grateful for that. I'm hopeful that over the next week or two, we'll be able to get down to a lower level of requirements, as well as nail down exactly what platforms we're going to be using and tools that we'll be using. So once we do that, we'll have a better idea of what skill sets are needed and how exactly we're going to finish this product. But very, very good start. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. So those are all our projects that are hanging out tonight. So new folks, stay in here. Alex and I will have some new member orientation for you all. Everyone else, you're welcome to head out to your relevant projects. So enjoy the rest of your evening and happy hacking. All right, I can stop the share.